Good morning and welcome to day 4. Rest day yesterday here at Confraternity 2024. We are live from Jack Manske Oval. St John's Nambour and Chisholm Catholic will play this quarter-final. Gloomy conditions as we left on Tuesday have returned here to Jack Manske Oval. The siren has gone. Michael Crutcher joins myself, John Devine, in what is finals day, and it's all on the line here. These sides have got another couple of games to play, but first things first, these two sides have met already, Michael.
They did, John. Good morning to you. They met on Tuesday in the pool games, and that was a win to Chisholm over St John's, 10 points to 4. So not much between these teams, and here we go for the start of what will be another very exciting and interesting day.
The key, obviously, as we saw in a few of the games, ball retention. Talk about that last night, but we'll move on from that. Is ball retention. They can hang on to complete their sets, get to the other end of the field, and play the full 40 minutes. Now these are 20-minute halves. No time for stoppages. If they're later on when we get to our semi-finals, we can move up to 25 minutes. But in the interim, we've got to get this great game underway. I walked across the field this morning. It's in really good nick. There's not a lot of squelching out there. There hasn't been a lot of rain. It's been steady drizzle for the last 48 hours, and the sun is just trying to poke through, as you probably can see on screen. So both sides getting into their work, trying to get a completed set away. St John's, as I said, on the right of screen.
So we've got two schools here from the Brisbane Catholic education system. So, and again, Confro brings together schools that wouldn't normally play against each other. And that's the case here with Chisholm from Cornubia and obviously St John's from Nambour. They also come in different parts of their season. So Chisholm has been playing in the Seeker Rugby League competition and has been playing prior to Confraternity Carnival. So they've had a bit of experience there. And we have St John's who have switched over from their rugby union season. They've been playing in the Sunshine Coast Rugby Union competition like some of the other teams from Southeast Queensland. Finish your rugby, get the league gear out, and away you go.
Oh, good old days. Wish we had it back when I was playing, but then again, way back then we used to have a hourglass as the clock as you put on the... So both sides have completed the sets, which is testament to their handling skills so far. Our referee for this match is Jack Thornton, and the match day coach for this game is Andrew Wareham. So both sides getting to their kick. So field position, probably just favouring Chisholm at present, but let's see how they go defence. So the first hit there from Edwards. Get up and play it on the 40-metre line. A little bit spongy probably in the middle. Big bust here from the lock front forward in Lincoln Payne. I'll get my teeth back in. He'll get up and play it on the 30. They go to the right. They've got numbers players in motion. Slips through one. Chance in the corner for the number 5 in Roderdra, and he'll go over, promoting the football to the man outside, and St John's will score the first points on day 4.
That was a nice bit of handling down that right side as well as the referees award the try. There's a little short pass. There wasn't much room to work with down there. They did very well from the middle busts to go down the field there. The bust in the middle from Link Wirchin Payne, the vice-captain of the St John's team, made the bust, and they were good enough then to finish off what was an impressive start, because it came in at nothing, John. It was really just teams sorting each other out, and that middle bust there reminiscent of something we saw at the MCG last night down the field, and there was back up there from the team in blue. I don't want to harp on that. No, it's my own therapy.
If you can see the stitches on my head, that's the lobotomy I had to remove the first 40 minutes of last night's footy. I have no idea what you're talking about, but that's right. Support play. We saw it yesterday, and we saw it on day 2, didn't we? A lot of players pushing up either side of the ruck and creating space after a gap had been already, after a break had already been made. So if you hang to the player, especially these greasy conditions, we talk about the ball being slippery, but players are slippery too, aren't they?
Yep.
They're those synthetic jerseys. The conversion is unsuccessful. Score remains 4-0. So it can be a little bit hard. If you go high, there's a good chance you're going to slide down and come off that ball carrier.
Yeah, and some of the feedback, especially from the Div 1 games on Tuesday as the rain came down, was that the players really found it quite slippery out there with the jerseys. And also the ball, of course, but it just changed the game a little bit. This is a challenge quarterfinal, so our Division 3 Confraternity Challenge quarterfinal. So our Div 3 teams have played 2 matches today. The Div 1 and Div 2 teams and the girls competition will play 1 game each today. So the Chisholm and St John's players will very much hope the rain stays away Not that it's going to matter too much because you've got to get those jerseys dry.
Yeah. Well, I do believe the power grid was in a little bit of strife up here at Townsville yesterday because of the washing machines and dryers going nuts with... you've got 62 teams here. That's just the football, rugby league. You also got the netball girls in town as well, but obviously they're not going to be wet. I'm assuming they're playing theirs indoors. But, yeah, I went for a walk yesterday and, it was just drizzle rain. But out here in the footy field's a different story. Here's that man who made the break initially, Lincoln Payne. He's on the left-hand side of Jack Mansky. He's going to go to the blind side, a dart from dummy half, a little bit high, and he's going to be penalised for that. It's against the halfback there, Andre Kelly. So that's late in the tackle count and field position. Well, it's going to get better for St John's.
This is only their second year in the Carnival, St John's. So they made their debut last year at St Lawrence's. We went from 16 teams in Division 2 to Division 3 to 20 teams in Division 3. So we've got some new schools in. St John's are one of those.
So the first carry, he's going to go close to scoring. He's trying to reach out. Lucky not to be penalised. I think he tried to promote it. Lucky the ball didn't go over the line. He may be penalised. Another burrowing run from the hooker. He's going to be held up. He's short as well. And that was Howard. No way through there. Jesse Jones is a dummy half. Jones, he tries to get through there. The line defence here from Chisholm is holding strong. They need to find another option here, St John's. And they are coached by Peter O'Leary. Again, the prop forward, he wants to go, is Harry Pappas. And again, the Chisholm line unbroken. They've got numbers out to the right-hand side if they can get it out. And they're going to knock on good defence there from Chisholm. Michael Crutcher. They manned up.
They did. That was good defence, and they just kept manning up around that, play the ball, and held St John's out. We're always interested in day 3 of play coming off the rest day yesterday. So each team placed 2 games on Monday. The Division 3 teams play 1 game on Tuesday. Then you have the day off and your body sort of goes, what happened there? What happened those last 2 days? So here we go again. Just to see the mental adaptation here after the rest day, being around your mates, having a good time, and another game this afternoon. So we're still learning a bit about the different Div 3 setup now with the 2 games, 1 game, and that's repeated Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, well, I mean, they got Cushing with the tackle earlier. That was a good shot, but they have youth on their side, Crutch, and they also love their rugby league. So the soreness sort of dissipates once you get out in the middle of the park, especially here at Jack Mansky Oval, the home of the Townsville Blackhawks. It's with Lachlan Edwards. Edwards is driven back in the tackle there from that man again. He's everywhere at the moment. Lincoln Payne, now the back rower, and Jamroz. Again, Payne involved in the tackle. Obviously, he's pretty fresh. Sims bounces off one, steps going sideways. Sims needs to straighten the play. He's a bit of an easy target. He's going to be rattled in there by Patrick Edwards. Over the halfway line now, eventually Chisholm. Last tackle, says the referee. Puts the boot on to Leo Gallagher. Take it nicely at the back there, and he'll fall over, losing his footy on the 20. So, no handling errors yet. Michael, it's outstanding.
It's been very good, yeah, because there is enough.
Sure, yeah, every reason too.
Yeah, it's a bit slippery around there. We're driving out here, though. We did drive past Queensland Country Bank Stadium, where the Women's Origin Decider will be played tonight, and it was raining quite consistently, but the further we came out, the less it rained, which is a great sign.
Yeah, and even if the sun comes out, it's not going to go anywhere. This black soil, that's a hit the shoulder, pleading for a penalty, and they're not going to get it. Howard, dummy half. Smith. Options, half a gap. Oh, I thought he was going to bust his way through. He's going to leave it out the back here, but the referee will think that's a knock on. If you could pop that pass up, so commentator's curse right there. Straight away, somebody knocks it on as soon as I say they're doing good.
That was always going to happen after you said that.
Yeah, I should. Jeez, we're hoping. Say it now, not when we got the ball.
So we've got some players here. Obviously, we said it's St John's second year at Confro, and they've got a bunch of players who played last year. For Chisholm, 2 of their players are back for a third confraternity carnival, which not many do. They started in year 10. Talk about Leo Gallagher and Luke Doherty back for Confro number 3. They went to Mackay. They went to Runcorn last year with St Lawrence's and in Townsville. So they've had a journey around.
Well, support play there after an offload from Leo Gallagher finds Hayden Lacey. Just quickly, the coach for Chisholm Catholic is Josh Damon, not Matt. And the principal is Damien Boccio. So this back rower in Leo Gallagher, again involved in the play in this set. He'll get across the 40. The other Gallagher wants to have a go, so I'm guessing they're related. Keenan Gallagher this time. Leo's the 13. 22 metres out. Good metres here coming from Chisholm. Back in the field of play goes Sims. He's going to be wrapped up there by 2 defenders. And he's lost the ball. Good hit there coming from Jesse Jones.
Yeah, this has little turnovers, and we're going to see plenty of them today, you would think, given what we saw Tuesday, when the conditions were just enough that there was an error here or there, especially late in the day when people tend to tie. But it's a great sight from where we're standing. We can see across the 6 fields, and there's action across all of them. There will be for the rest of the day. This is semi-final day for the boys. It's finals day for the girls. So we'll get to some really important games later in the day, especially here with the Confraternity Shield Division 1 around about 1:45 here on Field 1. So that'll be a really important game.
Yeah, Iggy Park, the host school, will be featured on field number 1, as Michael said, at 1:45. And you talk about close tussles. Only 6 points separated these two sides on Monday. So can't help but think that'll be the case here as the halfway line's been crossed. Centre of Jack Manske Oval. A few little dark patches out there, but I think we'll survive with Hank Watkins. He had a great game on. I'm trying to remember which day it was he was out here, but Hank was certainly instrumental, as is this man Lincoln Payne. Pops it out the back here. It's with Howard. Howard throws a dummy, Howard, before he takes a tackle in the end there by Jamroz. 15 out from the try line. Last tackle here now for St. John's from Nambour. They go to the right. Do they go aerial? They're going to put it through the hands. They will go through the hands. Catch and pass. May have passed that a little bit too early. But he's going to drive, reach out. I think he might have scored the try. We'll wait for the referee to get a word from the touchy. He's going to say he lost it on the chalk.
There's maybe a boot coming through there from the fullback too, just in time to get rid of that. It wasn't the Billy Slater style foot from many years ago, but it was very well done just to knock the ball out. It was a great effort to get close. It looked like the movement would stop and started again. Geez, Lincoln Payne is doing very well here for, there's a turnover.
That's the in-goal area. That'll be a line drop out and not ideal in these conditions.
No, it's not. St. John's getting a lot of work through their vice-captain and middle player Link Payne taking that ball down the field. That's helped with that field position now, and they get the chance for a scrum. Just ruled to have knocked on just outside the field, outside the in-goal area. So that's a scrum and a lined out back line.
Well, any day of the week, especially in these conditions, they've just got to go for a dummy half. You throw that ball in the in-goal area, you're going to have a chat to your mate at half-time about that. Say, look, mate, you've got to do it yourself. I'll take the next one if you don't mind. Anyway, the scrum is going to be set here. Field position here for St. John's. We've seen some tries scored from the back of the scrums. Let's see what happens in this instance. It's with Rodredro. Rodredro will go through and he'll score on the back of a scrum here. And Noah Rodredro will score a try 4 minutes after the last one.
And we mentioned that Link Payne as vice-captain had been important today, and that's the captain, Noah Rodoreda. As we see the replay coming out from the scrum base now. They've run some... Rodreda's been playing a little bit around a fullback too. I think he's been wearing the 5, but busts through that tackle, gets through it well. And that's an important try. It'll be possibly 10-0 here with about 6 minutes to go in the half. So, good start by St. John's.
Yeah, you're correct. He does play at fullback the 5. Very instrumental. With Tyler Beardmore not out there at the moment. But you're right. But that was all led by the forwards. Good set-up play. Then the error of the in-goal. They have a scrum set 10 metres out. And they just couldn't quite cover defend there. Half a gap. That's going to go wide. Score will remain 8-0. And, as you said, hats off to Lincoln Payne. And obviously the two big Hank Watkins also involved in that lead up to that try. So come back to halfway.
We looked the last couple of days, particularly Tuesday afternoon, and just a number of times turnovers in that 10-metre area outside your own line became really tough to defend. That was one of those ones there where that error there just grants that field position. And we saw teams struggle with that on Tuesday. So not surprising, but errors in these 20-minute halves. We say that in these 20-minute halves, there's still plenty of time and you can actually work against yourself by rushing, but also we'll see the importance of that those turnovers and penalties in games when it's 20 minutes.
And if you want any proof of that, check out the Facebook page of Confraternity. You'll be able to see the highlights from day one, and in particular the St Mary's and Emmaus highlight. Well put together, Michael, or whoever did that. Might have been Jordan. But
yeah, it's Jordan.
Yeah, it was interesting how emphatic that try was. Left-hand corner, all the action, then a conversion that slipped over the crossbar. I don't want to ruin it for you. Have a look. It was outstanding. It just goes to show you. Played the full 40 minutes.
And that's what cost St Mary's a quarter-final berth in the Shield, that one moment there.
We also talked about, little things. Obviously, Padua, disallowed try, but like I said to you, if that happened in the first minute, probably not the same conversation, but you just don't know unless you put your body on the line. You might deny a try and just let the referee do all the talking, and that's the result in the paper the next day. So Easterby will get up and play gingerly, 15 out from his own line. So 4 minutes remaining first half. They're down 8-0. Chisholm would like to get some points on the board before they go to the break. Alex Ward is wrapped up, and they're not going anywhere at the moment. Chisholm, the line defence here for St John's. Last thing they want to do is give away a penalty to Leighton and tackle count. Lacey, 2 tackles to go. That's the 30 they've just passed. Slow to his feet. So this is slowing down the momentum. They're winning the wrestle, aren't they, St John's?
Yeah, they are. They're managing to try to kick Chisholm in their own half here. Which they get a kick away. And well positioned to Rod Reidra to take the ball back.
Well, the thing is that as long as the referee's consistent, they know how long to stay in the ruck area on the player.
Yeah, I think every team tries to test it out at the start of a game. Yeah. You've got a pretty good handle on it after 5 minutes, what you can get away with or not get away with.
Yeah. Lombardo, and I must say they've been consistent. So there's a penalty mid-tackle count here, just over the halfway line here for St John. So Chisholm not doing themselves any favours. Just getting above the horizontal, I think that was a call. I was looking down at the time.
So these are quarterfinals. So the winner of this will advance to the Challenge semi-finals this afternoon. We play for 6 trophies across the 3 divisions. So Division 1 plays for the Confraternity Shield, and then the second tier of Div 1 will be the Bob Lindner Trophy. So we move down, and each pool plays for 2 trophies, each division. So the winner of this game will go through to the Challenge semi-final this afternoon. The loser also plays this afternoon. So every team plays 6 games, regardless of winning or losing. So there'll be matches that go through till tomorrow to finish 6 games for the week.
Hickey, 5 short, halfway. Again, we're looking to the left of the screen. Dufferin, dummy half, and the hooker will slide through there. He's elusive, Luke Howard, and Howard goes over for the 3rd try here for St John's.
Yeah, good hookers play eyes up footy, and I think Luke Howard just saw that and thought there was a gap there, and I'm going to take full toll of it, which he did close to half-time too, which is really handy within 2 minutes of the break. Usually, he looked around to his right, looked up and thought, hang on, a big chance here. Is the marker defence not quite getting back there on time? And away he went, targeted the marker defence, a step inside. Good try and a handy try.
Most certainly, and it came again off the back of an error, a penalty, which is good field possession here for Chisholm. They just rolled up the middle of the park here. I mentioned the referee, Jack Thornton, and also our touch judges. We have a full complement. We have Chastity Pearson and Edward Goddard are our touch judges, and not to mention the match day coaches. So I said Andrew Wareham, and he will be looking on to his charges. Personally, I think the referee's been outstanding. The strike has been good. So that takes it out to 14-0, which means they'll need to score 3 times. Have a look at the replay again.
Yeah, just a little look ahead here from Howard.
Little man, big man.
Yeah, and that's it. The hookers can make so much ground in these games, running at a dummy half, and they just see someone tiring, and you see that at Confray because it's a big week, and sometimes the markers, if you get around middle forwards, they can invite you. We also see some dummy halves who take on the wrong ones and get pushed back pretty strongly.
They did that earlier, didn't they? They tried to take on the Chisholm and it was denied. They ended up scoring anyway. But the player who actually got wrong footed actually completed that tackle and was trying to get back on side. So good work here, but it's so frustrating as a big body, you know, myself included. The little man can make you look so ordinary by just being nimble and waif-like, you know, and they get the good seats on the plane. fellas.
That's why we love rugby league, though. There's
Exactly.
a spot for the
Game for
smaller
everybody.
guys. That's right.
Yeah, every size. So Chisholm now looking for some points. They're going to run out of time. This will probably be the last play of the half as St John's. Nambour will have one more shot, I beg your pardon. And I'll just be happy to let that one go to ground so they don't give Chisholm an opportunity. So half-time here, it's a 14-0, 3 tries to 0. We'll be back with the second half very, very soon. Players about to come back out on the field. They've got another minute to go. St John's, the next game here between Ryan and St Pat's from Gympie.
Okay, home team Ryan. St Pat's Gympie is another clash of teams that you really struggle to get a handle on how they match up because of their different locations. If you're watching on the Facebook stream, let us know where you're watching from. We always like to see that in the comments.
You know who I was messaging with yesterday? Father Michael Twig.
Oh, Father
from
Michael.
Iona, from the rector at Iona College, who had the confraternity 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, I can't remember now. He's swanning it around around Paris, so he's watching from Paris. He'll obviously be watching Iona later on today and see how his former college is going. But Father Michael Twig, he's watching from Paris.
You'll be very excited to watch Iona in the Shield semi-final today, and you can watch all 6 fields, courtesy of the great work that Red Corner do.
Keen to get underway here. St John's almost kicked off before the siren. We get underway. But yes, please tell us where you're from. We'd love to give you a shout out and acknowledge where you are and enjoying Confraternity 2024 as the sun's trying to peek through here at Jack Manske Oval. And Ryan College, as I said, next game, they are also supplying the fields as well, which we very appreciate. I'm assuming it's the same Ryan College. Michael, it says error. Yes,
it is Ryan Catholic College, the neighbouring school to this precinct here. So you can watch all 6 fields through confraternitycarnival.com.au. Jump on there and look at the live stream link, and that'll take you to your choice of 6 fields where you can watch the excellent work of the Red Corner team, who bring us every field, even in the rain.
Yeah, nothing phases them. Snow, nuclear holocaust, you name it.
They're well prepared.
Well, Brian is living proof that man can live through a nuclear holocaust. If you just have one look at him, he's not here, so I can say that. You'll get me later.
He might cut your audio off.
So, St John's, you might give me a helium voice. So they're 20 metres out from the try line. You're St John's. I was going to go up and have a look at the outside field, but it's pretty muddy at the moment. I'll have a look this afternoon. So St John's again, Chisholm forced to do some defending. Steps off the left foot there. There's Jesse Jones. No stranger to the try line. Jones, he scored on day one, if I recall. Slow to get to his feet. Again, another fresh legs, Harry Hickey. Harry Hickey might have been out there for a while, trying to push him back as Keenan Gallagher. They shovel him into the ground here, so that will be a penalty. Just above the horizontal, just lazy tactics there from Chisholm.
Got a shout out here from Tyrone watching from Perth.
Hey.
So watching over breakfast in Perth.
Would be too, hey. Good morning. So Chisholm again. Just keep an eye out here for Luke Howard. You're seeing him there, dummy half. He's already scored one try. There's some big forwards in front of him. And he's lost the ball, so it doesn't matter. So good work there from the lock forward, Leo Gallagher, putting a shot on. As I said, there's 2 Gallaghers there, Leo and Keenan. Keenan wearing the 10 and Leo wearing the 13. So Chisholm.
We talk about the toll that Confro takes in getting these players through their 6 games. So at the moment, we've got St John's as one player who's unavailable for today's game after some wear and tear through Monday and Tuesday. Chisholm with their full complement at the moment. So we've got that. I think one's probably, you'll take that, but a good effort by Chisholm to get through so far.
So there's still plenty of time on the clock. We've seen big blowouts, like 32-0 at half-time. Anyway, we'll move on. 20 metres out from the try line. But Townsville, the rugby league capital this week. Obviously, we've got the confraternity, and then this evening, the State of Origin Women's Decider. That's been lost, and they'll be picked up in the end here now by Cushion, and Cushion will take that on the 30-metre line. And obviously, Townsville will take on the Devils here on Saturday night in the Host Plus Cup. 6 more to go, says the referee. Shots coming in from the side, trying to dislodge the footy, but Harry Hickey hangs on to it. Gallagher, one of the hitmen, along with a little bit of help there from Lachlan Edwards, trying to dislodge the footy and maybe a couple of limbs. Some big shots coming through. Smith, on his own, Smith decides to take the line there, and Smith's going to be put on his backside. Easy target there, but he'll get up and play it 8 out from the try line. Here he goes again as Howard. Gives the offload now to his back row mate, who is Will Davies. And Will Davies was pretty a regular ball carrier in the first half. And now the lock forward wants a piece of the pie. And he'll go over and score on Patrick Edwards. And last thing they wanted, Chisholm, was points after half time against them.
He ran a nice line there, very close to the try line. And seeing there just, again, Luke Howard at dummy half, just sensing a little chance. The little peak there, he just saw that little gap there, and his number 13 ran the right line for that gap too. There's that little heads-up play from the dummy half just to see what was in front of him, and that's another try.
Well, you look at, so that goes back to the try scored by Luke Howard at the other end where he darted from dummy half. So the marker defence were aware, and they were a little bit tighter trying to stop him. That created a little bit of a gap outside on the left-hand side of the ruck from the Chisholm point to the right. He saw the big fella there in the 13. He said, look, there you go, Patrick Edwards. Just, all you got to do is catch it, and you got yourself a meat pie, and he did that.
Yeah.
So good work there from Luke Howard. He's like I said, their demeanour, they're slippery. It's like a postman. A postman would rather take on a Rottweiler when he goes through, but when they're like little Scottish Terriers, you can't catch him. You can't, just annoying. And that's waved away. And I'll take you way back. You remember this man, Andy Gregory.
Yes,
Biggest pest in rugby league.
Andy Gregory. It is look at this little peak to the right there. There it is. There's a peak to the right from Luke Howard, and the try scored there, which is a pretty handy lead in this game now. Patrick Edwards goes over. It's quite a handy lead of 18 points to 0. Still 14 minutes to go. So Chisholm to stay alive for a piece of the Confraternity Challenge. That trophy will be awarded tomorrow. As they go short here, it's quite a good kick.
Well, that's still alive.
Ricochets,
yeah,
and they get the ball here. So that was a good effort. So, yeah, the winner of this game, as we said, stays alive and plays in the semi-finals of the Challenge this afternoon. And the loser will play another game, but will be out of trophy contention.
Will Douglas now loses the footy, and a penalty is going to go against Howard for interference in the ruck, pleading his case here. And as I said, since the beginning of time, the referee ain't going to change his mind. Leo Gallagher, he actually might even overrule a touch judge.
And I've never seen a hooker ever think they were penalised.
Yes, that can do no wrong, you're right. So Leo Gallagher, get up on the halfway line. Let's see as Caleb Sims sends it to the right-hand side. Catch and pass. Had his arms in the air. Wasn't a great pass. He's been wiped out in the back play. The referee may stop play. At the moment, he's face down as St John's Nambour will come up with a footy. He seems to have recovered and gingerly gets to his feet. So an opportunity going begging there for Chisholm again. Just wasn't a great pass. Got hit under the ribs. Loses the footy. St John's will run now from the right end. That's the 40-metre line.
Colin, he's made a comment on the Facebook stream, John. He's watching in Brisbane up in his tower crane. And a shout out to Luke Howard.
There you go. So good on you, mate. Anybody who's underneath that crane, probably just go across the other side of the street.
They're watching Confro everywhere.
And why not? Oh, dinky little run here from centre three-quarter. And Jesse Jones, he's elusive. Now it's the last tackle, just inside Chisholm territory. Puts it on the toe there to fullback Roderedo. Takes it nicely. And Luke Doherty, safe as houses. Well taken, young man.
Yeah, and his third Confraternity Carnival. Good chase from St John's there too. So they're still doing little things right here, playing for each other as all these teams do. As we hear that whistle, we've heard that whistle a few times in the last couple of days, which signifies that there's a little error which will gift St John's the ball centre field 30 metres out.
Yeah, you got to feel for Coach Josh Damon. They've got the ability to make some breaks. They've got the forwards as well. Their manager is Dean Stephen, principal at the school, as it says, Damien Bottaccio. And I'll give a shout out here to St John's College at Nambour, Coach Peter O'Leary. Jess Luck is one of the managers, and trainer Mark Maguire. Principal is Martin Maloney. So centre of the field. Again, let's see what happens if Chisholm. They've already scored one try off the back of a scrum. And they're just going to throw a forward at the line there. And Zachary Heath will take that within 22 metres. Blindside dart goes the other way. There's Howard. Howard, oh, he's dancing. It looks like Michael Crutcher underneath the mirror ball on Friday night. Fleet of foot.
He's certainly running with more purpose.
As we see, it's Canavan. Canavan's going to be wrapped up here by Jamroz. Jamroz slipped back into the defensive line. Well, he's going to stay at mark of defence. Again, he wants to have another crack. This time it's Harry Hickey. And Harry Hickey goes for a waltz. Tied up there by Leo Gallagher. Howard, what does he do this time? Short ball, catch and pass. Keeping it alive here. Support play, flick pass here. And, oh, wonderful rugby league try. Keeping the footy alive in wet conditions from St John's. And that's a wonderful rugby league try in the mud.
Great flick pass. There's a bit of Latrell Mitchell from last night with the way that ball was flicked out the back. It looked like it might come to an end, the movement, but the hands here are really good in the wet. Let's have a look at that little left-hand flick out the back. Done very well there by Noah Rodriguez.
I think it might have been Joshua Lombardo. The back row has come up with a try. Seaguling out there on the wing. Good on you, mate. You never know. Just having a bit of a breather and boom, that's the footy.
That's a big lead. But nice try close to the line. Again, we talk about those mistakes. And this game gives you field position and possession. And that's another example of that. So a 22-0 lead here with 10 minutes to go. So St John's looking very good. Only their second ever Confro to move into the semi-finals of the Confro Challenge this afternoon.
Are you calling it?
I said looking good. Looking good, I said.
Good. Yeah, you're right. So looking good. You didn't put out a conversion. That takes out 24. Have a look at this. It took an eternity for the try to be scored, didn't it? Catch, flick pass. There he goes. Number 11. I could be wrong, maybe 17, but I think it is 11. I don't think Hank Watson is a player that would be out there. It's a long way to go for the big fella. So, as I've always, yeah, well done to St John's, but you just don't want to see a zero on a scoreboard. So hopefully Chisholm can remove that. This restart, did they go short? Under 10 minutes to go. This is day 4. Day 3 arrest rate of Confraternity 2024, thanks to CQ University, major sponsor, along with Struddies. And Ross and Michael Rasmussen and the crew are over there with all their merchandise. You can get some Origin hoodies. I saw over there for $85.
He's got a big rack of Queensland Origin hoodies. I don't know if they're going to sell so well today. There's some gap here.
Here's a chance here. And that man, Jesse Jones, and Jesse Jones beats one. Still going just... Oh, no, look, pass. Finds the support play. Terrific stuff. They're still trying to keep it alive. Oscar Canavan, good hands to grab that one. Hands out in front. Jones again. Penalty for an obstruction. They ran around his own player. I don't want to preempt that, but it stood out quite obviously.
Just want to... Some relief there for Chisholm to be able to turn that momentum, because the momentum was really starting to rush with St John's.
As you said, 10-4 the first time these sides met, but that was a long, long time ago. A lot of footy since then. As you said, some players have not be at 100% after what's been a torrid carnival.
The question I'm always keen to ask the coaches of the teams that played 8:30 with these boys here, who sometimes, I'm guessing on school holidays, wouldn't be up at 8:30, let alone have breakfast, be warmed up and ready to play footy. What time do they get them out of bed? As we have a knock on here from Chisholm. They're frustrated. You understand that. But yeah, these boys this is the earliest they'd be playing for some time, maybe since under 8s.
Yeah, probably. Flynn Levi there with the handling error, but also with a great mullet. But you're right. I think the cowbell would have been out this morning.
And we have these teams that, as we speak about here, we've got well over 1,300 players here just for the Rugby League Carnival. The Netball Carnival, which is a few suburbs away, around about 700 players there. So you need to have, obviously, accommodation for them. They don't all go into hotels, so some do stay at schools. So I'd reckon that maybe if you're sleeping on the classroom floor, the school bell will be a good way. Just keep that thing going while everyone gets out of bed.
Exactly right. Well, I I'm staying at the same motel as Rocky Grammar, and they had the barbecue going last night to feed their troops. And again, they had it open this morning, so yeah, they're
Did you
getting
walk
well
past?
nourished. Oh, I did, and I said, kitchen never closes here. He said, no. So they obviously stayed at home last night to watch the Origin. St John's Nambour. Yes, a big task. And also I spoke to Sean Chapman, one of the referees. They've got 40 of them here as well, so they've got to find some accommodation. And remember, they've got to concentrate for the whole 40 as well, so it's a tough ask. Here's an offload, just goes behind. It's going to be picked up in the end here by Chisholm. Needs to be careful. There's the sideline.
And when we throw in a Women's State of Origin decided tonight as well, there's not many spare rooms.
No. So a knock on here. And, just question, was there any advantage there? Should the scrum still go to Chisholm? But the referee's going to award it to St John's. Probably time enough for them to take advantage of getting the footy from an error. But the referee's going to say a scrum here now to St John's. But yes, I just spoke to Mark Bunting. I think they've got to actually move tonight and find another room. So he looked at me longingly. I said, no, mate, find your own room. You don't want to be in the same room as me. It's a dungeon there. Catch and pass. Again, support play here. Just ducks underneath the high shot there from Gallagher as St John's looking to put some more pain on the scoreboard. Catch and pass. Back into the field of play here. And the fullback in Noah Rodoreda gets his second try. And that takes it out to 28 points to nil. But catch and pass again. The left-hand attack here. And combinations working well for St John's.
Yeah, similar to the last try with just working that short left side and working it with some nice hands too. Just quick pass out on the left, a little step and a try to make it 28 points to nil. It's been a great effort here from St John's. We mentioned coming off a rugby union season for them down on the Sunshine Coast secondary rugby union competition, switch into rugby league mode. Get your team ready, and only the second year of Confro, so you're not even coming off a situation where the Confro experience is really ingrained in the school. We've got a bunch of players here that did play last year, which is so handy because every player says you learn so much after one Confro. Yeah. The coaches in particular about how to manage their teams across a week, but they're only in their second Confro. They're doing really well as that conversion attempt.
Waved away, yeah.
28-0, so good effort. And these sort of slick movements are really handy.
You've got to feel for Hayden Lacey. He's the only man out there. Which one do I take? He has to take one. He did, but the offload came, and he's a handy player, this Noah Rodoreda. I know he scored that try, and it was easy peasy for him. In general play, he's been outstanding, especially out of the high ball. Chimes in at the right time for the St John's back line, which is what you want from your fullback. Restart deep. St John's will run it away. I think they might have gone for a short kick-off here. Oh, good defence here. Led by Caleb Sims, the hooker. Puts the shot on the prop forward. Knocks him back to where he actually caught the footy in the first place.
Yeah, good chase there.
Yeah.
You know, you're down 28-0, but you're still chasing off that restart. Good sign for Chisholm.
Oh, Rodriguez gets the flick past. He's going to lose the footy. He had control momentarily, and that man, Hayden Lacey, who tried to defend 4-3 attackers previously, puts a shot on, and now they've got an opportunity to take that naught off the scoreboard with 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, good chance here to see what Chisholm can do. And you know, they've got 2 games left in this carnival, so certainly plenty to play for still. They'll be out of trophy contention, but certainly not out of trying to finish the comp really strongly over 2 more games.
Here they come to the left-hand side. Doherty. Taking now is Grunert. I like him to... Might have been... Well, he's got a... Anyway, the fullback Doherty. Grunert is actually the 5 outside this... To the left. Dart from dummy half. The hooker. Now, talk about a mullet. Have a look at this for some salad. The number 5. Great set of hair here. He deserves a try. Just to get his photo. 1 out from the try line. Doherty. Going sideways, fresh legs, is Lachlan Edwards. Edwards takes on the opposite 17 in Hank Watkins. Good quick play the ball. They come out quicker. Defensive line, which gives half a gap. Oh, he tries to promote it. It's going to be a changeover. He was so close. He wanted that, didn't he, Jamroz? But ran, it was 100 metres. If the field was 99, he's got himself a pie.
Just watching that gap there, I thought the gap was there, but it closed quickly. Some good defence on the line from St John's, but yeah, that was tempting.
Yeah, it was Luke Joblin has got the 6 on his back. There's a bit of mud, which I thought was a 5 for Chisholm. Just to clarify that. Penalty, Chisholm, it probably tells you the story of the game for them. They just can't seem to take a break. Referee is having a chat to the skipper, and you're not going to believe, but he hasn't changed his mind. 1 minute and 10 to go, thereabouts. So they won't get another crack, unfortunately, Chisholm.
These teams will play again this afternoon from around about games from 1:45 through till 2:45 this afternoon. There'll be games for semi-finals and then the games for those teams who don't quite make it.
Not a long turnaround, is it? They've got heavy legs from playing in the muds, like running in sand, as Zach Heath will play it on the halfway line. Now here's a break from the big fella, Harry Hickey. Harry Hickey tries to the Maori sidestep to go on top of Luke Doherty. That's the 30. They're not done yet. 40 seconds to go. Can they put another meat pie in the oven? Kick in the in-goal area. The Chisholm players are up, knocked on. That's still alive. There'll be 6 more to go here for St John's. They'll only get 3. Watch out for Howard. Short ball, catch and pass. That's been knocked on there by Doherty, so it should be 6 more, but he's going to say it's a knock on. I don't think we'll get the scrum set, Michael Crutcher. And a win here to St John's over Chisholm. Tries to Jones in the 4th minute, Howard in the 18th, Edwards in the 24th, then 2 tries to Noah Rodreda and Josh Lombardo with a try as well to give you a scoreline of 28 points to 0. We'll be back with the next game coming up shortly between Ryan Catholic College against St Pat's from Gympie when we return for you. So game 1 done, and we'll be back with game 2 very soon.